I want to talk to you about Sheepdogs, Spiritual Warfare, Navy SEALs. This is Redeeming the Time Brothers podcast, a podcast by Gene Kissinger and Norman Kissinger, two brothers who spent their lives in ministry and raising large families. Our desire is to provide a digital place for those who long to belong. And as always, we want to leave a nightlight on. For that nightlight is out of the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, the penultimate passage on spiritual warfare in the New Testament. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, Ephesians 6, 11, and 12. I have a friend who is career military, a Navy SEAL to boot. He knows guys like Marcinko or Admiral McRaven and other heroes from that branch of the Special Forces. He's one of the toughest men I've ever met in my life. The other night at church, I had to take my autistic son out of the service because he was becoming a bit disruptive. I sat on a couch in the foyer and watched my friend do his diligence on the security team. He scanned the perimeter, checked the parking lot, actively watching everything that was going on to make certain that our people were safe and secure. After watching him for a while, I went up and put my hand on his shoulder and told him this: there are sheep and there are wolves and there are sheepdogs. And then I thanked him for being a sheepdog that protects us sheep from the wolves that would come to try to harm us. As I've been thinking about that statement about his watch care over us, it reminded me that those of us who've been involved in spiritual warfare for a long time have a duty to provide protection for those who don't even understand that there is a warfare. They represent the sheep, as it were. And our job as more mature believers is to look out for pitfalls that may be in their way and spiritual attacks that are coming from an enemy of their souls. We need to have a sword of the Spirit and engaged and ready to speak truth into their situations, that the lying deceiver won't gain any ground or foothold in their life. Paul tells us in Ephesians that we're not fighting against people, we're fighting against spiritual forces of darkness, against spiritual wickedness in high places. The new believer, the struggling saint, they might not realize that there's a battle that's raging around them. But those of us that have been in the trenches, we know, we've seen the enemy at its worst. So just like my friend scanning the parking lot and looking for threats, we need to be engaged in that same sort of vigilance and situational awareness as we provide spiritual cover and protection for our loved ones, for our little faith group, that we could help them to win the spiritual warfare. God bless you. I love you. Jesus loves you even more. Have a great night.